Mesdames, Messieurs, chers collègues, chers amis, distingués invités, bonjour à tous. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Omni Hotel, but welcome also to McGill. Je m'appelle Antonia Maioni, je suis doyenne de la Faculté des Arts de l'Université McGill et je suis plus que ravie de vous accueillir à cet événement spécial. I'd like to extend a particular welcome today to all of our guests from the Max Bell Foundation, all of our panelists, many of whom are joining us from far and wide. We're delighted to have you with us for this special occasion. Permettez-moi de commencer en vous présenter un bref aperçu du programme d'aujourd'hui. I'm going to begin by a brief overview of what we can expect this afternoon. Nous débuterons par de courtes allocutions, aussi courtes que possible, auxquelles succédera la pause déjeuner. Par la suite, d'autres conférenciers s'adressent à vous, et surtout, l'Honourable Rona Ambrose prononcera le discours principal. Il y aura ensuite une période de discussion et de questions avec des membres de l'auditoire. Ce sera l'occasion de poser vos questions, même si sont épineuses, sur les politiques publiques qui vous intéressent. Et je sais que vous êtes prêts, tout le monde ici, chaque individu à la salle, de relever le défi, et je compte donc sur votre participation. So this afternoon, we'll have some very brief words from our distinguished colleagues. Then we'll have a very nice lunch, and Rona Ambrose will take the stage for some brief words from her, and then a question and answer session with Chris Reagan, and this will also be the opportunity for you to ask questions in the audience. Je crois que vous serez enchantés par les annonces qui seront faites aujourd'hui, fascinés par nos conférenciers, interpellés par nos échanges et aussi ravis du repas. Et c'est du moins ce que nous souhaitons. Alors, si vous le permettez, commencez pendant que je continue de parler. So please go ahead and start eating while I say a few more words. And the few words that it gives me great pleasure to say is that it's my honor to introduce the Principal and Vice-Chancellor of McGill University. Suzanne Fortier assume les fonctions de principale et vice-chancelière de l'Université McGill depuis septembre 2013. Auparavant, la professeure Fortier a assuré la présidence du Conseil de recherche en sciences naturelles et en génie du Canada. Avant ça, elle a occupé le rôle de vice-principale à l'enseignement, vice-principale de la recherche de l'Université Queen's, où elle était également professeure au département de chimie et à l'École des sciences informatiques. Vous savez, Mme Fortier est originaire de Saint-Timothée, ici au Québec, et elle a obtenu, plus important encore, elle a obtenu un baccalauréat en sciences et un doctorat en cristallographie de l'Université McGill. Elle est vice-présidente du Conseil des sciences, de la technologie et l'innovation et membre de la table ronde sur le milieu des affaires et de l'enseignement supérieur. Elle a aussi été nommée en 2016 membre du Conseil consultatif en matière de croissance. Nous sommes très fiers de notre principale et vice-chancelière. Mesdames, Messieurs, veuillez accueillir Suzanne Fortier.
Bonjour à vous tous et bienvenue. C'est tellement un plaisir de vous avoir avec nous aujourd'hui pour cette belle grande journée que nous attendions avec beaucoup d'impatience. What a thrill it is to announce the official launch of the Max Bell School of Public Policy at McGill. The school has been established thanks to a $10 million commitment from Max Bell Foundation, and I would like to express our deep appreciation to the Foundation for their generous support. There's never been a more important time for McGill to launch this school and to consolidate its diverse expertise in public policy. There's never been a more important time for McGill to contribute its full voice to the public conversation about the most critical issues affecting the future of Canadians, and all citizens around the world. This was recently underlined by McGill's Professor Emeritus Charles Taylor, one of the world's leading philosophers. Professor Taylor delivered a Beatty Memorial Lecture this year. He talked about the challenge we face in our democracy in an era of popularism and the volatile issue of globalization, economic disparity, trade, and immigration barriers. Some have described our world as a fractured world, and we need to have leaders to help us create a better future for that world that is extremely challenging. The Max Bell School of Public Policy will play an active role in shaping such leaders, training the next generation of policymakers, and providing a forum for dialogue and debate for some of the most pressing issues of our time. De tout temps, l'Université McGill a compté dans ses rangs des membres diplômés qui ont consacré leur vie au service public et à l'élaboration de politiques publiques. Ils ont mis leur savoir et leur expertise au service des autres pour le grand bien de notre société. Riche de cette tradition, nous puiserons dans ce qui fait la force de l'Université McGill dans les domaines de l'enseignement et de la recherche, et nous tirerons parti de son statut d'université cosmopolite, solidement ancré au sein d'une communauté multiculturelle, multilingue, pour contribuer à l'avancement de la société, de notre ville, de notre province, notre pays, et évidemment pour renforcer nos relations internationales et façonner le monde dans lequel nous vivons. The school will be a dynamic, open, inclusive, and evidence-based platform for excellence in public policy. We look forward to the research, the ideas, and the graduates that the school will produce under the leadership of the school's inaugural director, Professor Christopher Regan. Professor Regan is an accomplished member of our university. Associate Professor of Economics, chairs of Canada's Eco-Fiscal Commission. He's also a member of the Federal Finance Ministry Advisory Council on Economic Growth, as well as an author and a regular contributor to the Globe and Mail. Professor Regan will bring his unique expertise, experience, and global perspective to this school from day one. I don't like to put pressure on him, but you know, we have a very, very high expectation on Professor Regan. I have to tell you that I've had the great opportunity actually to learn from Professor Regan because we sit together on the Advisory Council on Economic Growth. And it's been really a joy for me as a learner to hear Professor Regan's comments on various important issues, but of course also a joy as a McGillian to see the level of expertise and the quality of expertise that he brings to the table. Congratulations, Chris, on this appointment, and as you know, we look forward to seeing the Max Bell School of Public Policy thrive during your leadership. Now, let me say a few words about our great donor and wonderful partner, Max Bell Foundation. McGill has had a 44-year association with Max Bell Foundation, which we deeply value. Through its support of research projects, students and scholars, Max Bell Foundation has allowed McGill to undertake initiatives to improve health, promote environmental sustainability, and strengthen educational practices. And we are honored at McGill to be a beneficiary of the Foundation's extraordinary generous support during more than 4 decades of collaboration. And just a few but very important words about Max Bell himself. Well, we count him as one of our, he is one of the alumnus of McGill. My notes say a proud alumnus of McGill. I was thinking McGill is proud of Max Bell, and I hope he was always proud to be an alumnus of McGill, but he is an alumnus of McGill. George Maxwell Bell graduated from McGill in 1932 with a Bachelor of Commerce degree. He was a very accomplished student. He excelled in his studies and also in sports, rugby and hockey. In addition to being a successful entrepreneur and business leader, he was a remarkable philanthropist. As an alumnus, he remained extremely loyal to McGill and was supportive of our university. And so in this year, Canada's 150th anniversary, this school is a very fitting tribute to his spirit of innovation, his pride in his country, and his support of education. And as we at McGill prepare to celebrate our 200th anniversary in just 4 years, we look forward to the continued collaboration of Max Bell Foundation. Let me recognize all of the directors and members of Max Bell Foundations who are with us today. Carolyn Hursh, Chair of the Board, Ken Mara, Vice Chair, Brenda Eaton, David Elton, Chris Manfredi, and Alan Northcourt, President of the Foundation. Thank you all for your dedication and to the spirit and intent of Max Bell to improve Canadian society. Et encore une fois, un grand merci de votre présence avec nous aujourd'hui pour cette belle célébration. And now I would like to ask the chair of Max Bell Foundation, Carolyn Hursh, to say a few words.
Thank you, Suzanne. On behalf of the directors and staff of Max Bell Foundation, congratulations to you and to McGill University for creating the Max Bell School of Public Policy. Today's launch marks the culmination of a great deal of careful thought and planning that took place over a number of years, both here at McGill and at Max Bell Foundation. It also marks the beginning of a new chapter in the relationship between McGill and Max Bell, a relationship that already has deep roots. Many talented people have devoted considerable time and effort to get us to this occasion, and many more will carry forward the aspirations for the school that we're so proud to share in today. There is one person, however, whose role in today's celebration is unique, Max Bell himself. And Suzanne told you something, I'll tell you a little bit more about him. 89 years ago, in 1928, a teenage boy by the name of Max Bell, who'd grown up in Regina and Winnipeg, came to Montreal. In that same year, the great Howie Morenz led the Canadiens with 17 goals, thrilling the hockey fans among the city's 750,000 residents. Max, a hockey player himself, was surely among them. He enrolled in the Commerce program at McGill, played hockey and football for the university, and by all accounts, fell in love with this place. In 1932, after earning his degree, he headed west to begin his business career. But McGill had worked its magic. It drew him back in 1962 to serve on McGill's Board of Governors, a role he continued until 1971. In the mid-1960s, when Max was setting up the foundation that would bear his name, he saw fit to honor McGill University by specifying that 30% of all grants made by his foundation would be to this remarkable university. Before he died in 1972, Max asked my father, the Honourable James Richardson, to be one of the original trustees of his foundation. My father and Max Bell had been friends and business associates for many years, and my father served on the Max Bell Foundation board for over 20 years. I have been very proud to continue that association. Max Bell would also be happy to know that his grandson, Ken Mara, is currently the vice chair of the foundation. And Ken is also proud to be here today, as is Brenda Eaton, another of our foundation directors. Max also specified that McGill should appoint one of the 6 directors of Max Bell Foundation. This has resulted in 3 former principals of McGill serving on our Max Bell board. David Johnson was a director from 1986 to 1994. Bernard Shapiro was a director from 2000 to 2002. And Heather Monroe Blum was a director from 2003 until 2009. Since 2009, we've also had 2 McGill provosts on our board, Tony Massey from 2010 till 2015, and now Chris Manfredi. By structuring his foundation this way, Max Bell bound his philanthropic legacy to McGill. Not only has McGill received more than $26 million in support over the last 45 years, but the foundation's McGill directors have participated in the allocation of more than $60 million in grants to other charitable organizations across Canada. Now, Suzanne, we haven't made a study of partnerships between foundations and universities, but it may well be that the relationship between McGill University and Max Bell Foundation is unique in Canada and perhaps in the world. Our partnership turned toward public policy more than a decade ago, when the university and the foundation began to jointly approve grants to support public policy research projects at McGill, initiated by McGill faculty. Since 2004, dozens of projects have been supported, covering a wide range of public policy issues in public health, education, agriculture, the environment, and medical research. In 2014, the partnership began to evolve again when McGill Provost, Professor Tony Massey, proposed that Max Bell Foundation provide the seed funding for the creation and operation of a new School of Public Policy at McGill. Our foundation, was intrigued and excited. We knew that McGill has some of the finest public policy researchers in Canada and draws excellent students from around the world. For 18 months, we sought answers to a number of challenging questions. What need would this new school fill? Could the new school attract the resources it would need to make it truly world-class? Could the right founding director of the school be found? Would the new school win the support of the administration and faculty across McGill? During that time, Alan Northcott, president of Max Bell Foundation, and Dr. David Elton, our past president, who are both with us this morning, they both talked extensively during those years with Tony Massey, Chris Manfredi, Antonia Maioni, and others here at McGill. They consulted with people involved with public policy schools throughout Canada, the United States, and England, and with practitioners of public policy in Canada who are involved with local, provincial, national, and international public policy issues. The feedback we received led the Foundation's directors to unanimously and enthusiastically support the proposal for a new School of Public Policy at McGill. Last September, the Foundation's Board of Directors had the opportunity to meet with Dr. Chris Reagan here at McGill and listen to him talk about his plans for the school. We were all very impressed with your ideas, Dr. Reagan, and with your enthusiasm to tackle the immense challenges that lie in front of you in the coming weeks and months. We have every confidence that you will be successful in creating a world-class curriculum and in recruiting competent, creative academic faculty and many of Canada's leading public policy practitioners to this campus to not only share their expertise with students and faculty, but to also engage in improving the quality of our society. As Suzanne said, the mission of Max Bell Foundation is to reflect the spirit, vision, and intent of its founder to improve Canadian society through the development of forward-looking innovations that will impact public policies and practices. We believe that one of the best ways to do this is to provide an annual grant to the Max Bell School of Public Policy at McGill. This will stimulate students, faculty, public practitioners, and other funders to jointly contribute their time, talents, energy, and financial resources to build a world-class center for the study, research, and practice of public policy here at McGill. We are convinced that this initiative will significantly enhance the quality of public policy making throughout Canada and thereby contribute to the well-being of Canadians from all walks of life and from all parts of our country. All of us at Max Bell Foundation look forward not just to funding this initiative, but to also encouraging the growth and development of the new Max Bell School of Public Policy at McGill over the coming years. Thank you all, and best wishes to all of you as you proceed forward.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. Merci beaucoup. Let me say what a pleasure it is to hear from Carolyn Hursh. She is not only obviously a great asset to the Max Bell Foundation and indeed good friend of McGill University. She's an accomplished business leader, an extremely active volunteer, and active member of the Calgary community. She is a true role model for engagement and philanthropy. Thank you very much, Carolyn Hursh. Thank you. Il va sans dire que nous voulions en fait remercier Mme Hursh, la Fondation Max Bell, mais aussi vous assurer que nous allons faire tout ce qu'on peut avec l'appui et les efforts des professeurs, des étudiants, et aussi de jouer un rôle significatif, on espère, dans la formation et l'élaboration des politiques publiques. En fait, comme les femmes devant moi ont dit, pour l'université, il s'agit d'un grand moment de fierté. Maintenant, on aura un petit moment de pause, c'est-à-dire la pause déjeuner. Alors, for the next few minutes, we'll have time to enjoy our lunch, and you'll have time to get to know the people who are sitting at your table. After that, we will come back to hear from the Honourable Rona Ambrose. Merci. Bon appétit.